do. Look at this. Drink it in. Look at that. It's the only thing in the house. It's the only thing we have. It's got nothing in it. I don't even know what the fuck is in the can. It's crazy. Makes no sense. Caffeine free. No calories. It's brown. It's a brown can. Brown. We need the brown up in here. We just don't have it. We just don't have. We've got no green, baby. We've got no green for the monster. It's Friday. Oh my god. I gotta drink the brown. Gotta drink the brown. Welcome everybody. So glad to see you, man. I gotta tell you, I am so hype as I realize I've dropped my phone yet again, which is already smashed. I'm so hyped for the next stream week already. I can't even believe, like, I have to wait like another couple of weeks before we can do it again. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm already like checking my library, like, I want to play that. 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 But I'm also like freshly into WoW, which means we're having DPS week. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're having DPS week. So I've prepared like 5 videos. All good. All good. One of them starts tonight, then Saturday, and then Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty next level. It's pretty next level. It's going to be a good time. So we're doing all that this week. We're having DPS week. We're going to drink the brown and talk deeps. No streaming this week because I'm building my son's new bedroom. Secret. Little secret. I'm really good with my hands. My dad taught me to be really good with my hands. I can build most things. Freshly. I'm not talking flat pack, yo. I'm talking I can build stuff. I'm really good at it. Carpentry and all that kind of stuff. Even electrics, I'm really good at it. I hate it though. What a curse! What a curse! Really good at it. Can't stand doing it. Absolutely hate it. So all that's going on this weekend. So no streaming for me because I'll be painting and building and got my drill out, getting my drill on and all that kind of stuff. Putting up fucking curtains and God knows what. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Excitement beckons. I'd much rather be playing my PC. But that's not what we're doing today. It's drama time. Now, I just want to point out, I'm not one to give a shit about scores. I'm not. But if I were, I would say that the girls right now, Team Vagina, is kicking the shit out of Team Penis. Because the girls have submitted yet more stories, and they're genius. Genius! Genius! You boys, you're letting me down. A lot of the boys' stories recently have been a little bit on the wet blanket kind of side. I know it's in fashion to be sort of like needle legs and, I don't know, look like your mum could carry you still at age 41. But, you know, let's man up a little bit. All right, let's get some good old school, oily, muscly jungle fun like we saw in Predator. Let's bring that back. Let's bring back some oily, naked men muscly fun, lifting a tree like real men do, like we saw in Predator. Let's man up and get it on there. All right? Let's man it up and sort it out. Right. So we got the girl that shot herself in the foot. 2 newbie ladies. I do like 2 newbie ladies. I've got 4 stories in front of me. We better turbo on. I want to get through all of these, actually. Right. Let's do the Team Australia. Let's do Team Australia. I like Team Australia. We need a rep pally. Need a rep pally. Yeah? Need a rep pally. Who's going to be our rep pally? Well, I drink the brown. Let's suck it up. Badger. It's Badger. Badger's going to be our rep pally. Right, we're going to be going a bit turbo. So if you're not a native English speaker, I can barely speak the Queen's. It's alright. People will help you out. Don't worry about it. Team Australia. I wanted to share a recent story of mine. It's one of guild drama. And the only time I was ever at the centre of guild drama. I've been raiding since vanilla. I was a warrior for all the raid up till Nax, where we never did finish. Unfortunately. I played a warlock ever since BC hit, all the way up to the end of High Maul. Raided all major content, excluding Kata, which is when I took a break from the game for university. I've always been proud to be a non-drama player. But you can't get along with everyone, can you? Most of us try and be good people. Unless you're ghosty. Most of us try and be good people. We do. We do. We don't intend to be an asshole. But sometimes people just hate you anyway. Just hate your fucking guts. Anyway, the sight of you makes them want to puke. And you don't even know why. You've not even spoke to this person. But shit do they hate you. They hate you so much. Oh God. Drives them crazy. Back to Mop. My 10-man guild had recently merged with another 10-man guild. during the Siege of Orgrimmar in preparation for Warlords of Draenor. Now, I don't want to put a jinx, because sometimes a guild merger can work just fine. If you get, like, the 2 people you actually need out of the 18 that you recruit. We made alright progress through Heroic. A little slow on some bosses, but through player improvement and general attrition, we narrowed down our core group of players that were good enough for cutting-edge achievements and mounts in Warlords of Draenor. Okay? Siege of Orgrimmar Heroic, uncleared, showed us the path to WoD glory. It was a good time for me. I was a warlock and we could do a lot of fun stuff in Siege, from being a damn good soaker on Malkorok to running the heroic belts on Siegecrafter's Destruction and doing more damage than our hunters. It was a good time to be a warlock. You mentioned all those things and absolutely nothing to do with Snapshot Affliction. Really? You tried to gloss over Snapshot Affliction? You did? You know you got that nerfed for every class in the game. I just want to put that out there, warlocks. Yeah? You can gloss over it now like it never happened. The North never forgets. You ruined it for all of us. You ruined it for absolutely everybody in the game. Fuck you, warlocks. Fuck you in your asses. Apparently, though, our Ret Pally Badger didn't like me very much. I was an officer in the guild and regularly tasked with helping the raid leader with some calls to general responsibilities like organising the guild bank and the alt runs on weekends. He was a Ret Pally that showed up for raids and nothing else, raid logger. He wasn't a bad Ret Pally, mind you, and I kind of liked the guy, despite the fact he would regularly talk over me when I was making calls or talking about encounters and strats in Vent. One of those guys. Alright guys, this is what we do here. Hey, does anybody see this Megan Fox picture? It's hype. It's hype as fuck. It's hype. It is. Everybody stop what you're doing. Forget the raid. Go and check Megan Fox out. I put this down to vent lag. So innocent. So naive. Vent lag. It must be vent lag. Since I'm in Team Australia and playing on a US server. The problem of him talking over me, however, became more apparent in WoD, as he seemed to become more chatty by the time we were working through Mythic Highmaul. He was giving several warnings not to talk over officers in Vent when they were discussing strats. But apparently Badger did not give a fuck. I was becoming more and more frustrated because I was actually the only officer he would talk over. Again, I put it down to vent lag and just carried on and gritted my teeth. During Highmaul, I was trying to overhaul our G-Bank with the help of guildies to fill it with raid consumables to hand out in raids. We expect our raiders to come prepared, but sometimes real life might get in the way, and a raider might need some potions or a flask here or there. No. Look, I've helped many of you become raiders, right? And many of you get better. Let me tell you, if you're taking just what you might need for that particular raid night, you're doing it wrong, all right? What you can do, this is science, all right? Can't argue with science. What you can do is buy more than what you might need, and guess what? It's pretty amazing, but you'll always be good. Yeah? You'll always be good. Little tip for you there. Instead of buying like 4 flasks, yeah? Buy 20. Huh? Huh? That's thinking for you. That's thinking. Just keep thinking about it. No big deal, as long as it's not a recurring pattern. This is where the situation became apparent. I was handing out potions to another raider in between mythic butcher kills. By kills, I assume you mean tries. In between mythic butcher tries, when Badger spoke up and said, "Could I get a couple of strength potions?" Now, one, a couple, that's no good. That's 1 pull's worth, alright? A couple is 1 pull's worth, so just warning you. I was ready to oblige when I went to open trade with Badger. You were being ignored by this player. It started to make a lot of sense. I announced into Vent that if you want me to be able to trade you stuff, You can't have me on ignore. I tried to trade him again after saying this into vent. Badger still had me on ignore. He couldn't possibly have ignored me on vent, could he? So I called out to him on vent, Badger! No response. Another officer called out to him, instant reply. Badger! Badger! Badger? Yeah. Busted. It was clear Badger had totally fucking ignored me in vent as well. The GM warned him. Said take me off ignore. He was also sick and tired of him talking over me at the worst times. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I figured I may have said something annoying recently, or he forgot to take me off ignore or something. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Fast forward to Blackrock Foundry. I was main swapped from a Warlock to a Ret Pally because we had 4 locks, and thanks to my moving house to a new area with yet worse internet, my ping made it so playing a caster was not going to be a good thing. It was Heroic Blackhand in the 2nd or 3rd week of BRF. We were very close to downing him. In order to relieve the pressure on the tanks and healers, it was decided that the 2 Ret Pallies would soak the marks with the use of our abilities, with no major DPS loss for us to do this. I thought this would be a good chance. We could work together. I didn't dislike Badger and thought that being a team like this would be good, and I was happy to do it. I swapped my talents to the ones needed and was ready for the pull. After explaining on vent that I call for his cooldowns when I needed them, and when it was his turn, I'd throw my cooldowns on him. Like a partnership. So we made the pull. I made good time on phase 1. It was going well. The first soak was mine. I took the mark, bubbled, purified myself consecutively, and called for his. I didn't get them, and I died. No problem, I thought. It's the first try. I got battle resed. It was his I got to his turn, and he didn't bother soaking. The healer died. He couldn't possibly be doing it again. Before the next pull, I called out to him, Badger! Badger, why? No response. I tried to whisper him. You are being ignored by this player. 0 fucks given by the badge. Our guild leader had already warned him about putting officers on ignore. He asked him again to take me off ignore because we needed to work together. His response honestly shocked me. That is the one thing I will never do. Badger ignores all. Our guild leader had already warned him. He will not work with me. I don't know what I did to earn this hate. I tried asking if anyone in the guild knew why this guy was acting this way. No one had an answer. The GM was very frustrated. Not only was he refusing to work with a fellow raider, but that raider was also an officer. Badger was told if he didn't take me off ignore, he'd be removed for the raid. He responded by leaving the raid himself, saying he would never take me off ignore. The GM kicked him from the guild after that night. It turned out whatever problem he had with me was all the way back to Siege of Orgrimmar, not long after he joined the guild. He explains why he would talk. It explains why he would talk over me all the way back then and into WoD. Apparently, he had an epic grudge to dislike me for so long. One of the other officers tried to talk to him and find out what his problem was. He answered, "A man never goes back on his word." Before logging off. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Badger, what does it mean? You fucking crazy bastard. A man never goes back on his word. That's crazy talk. That is crazy talk. Before logging off, you fucking enigma. You mysterious man. Perhaps it was arrogant of me to say this, but I don't think a real man hides from his problems until he can't hide anymore and run away. I just wish he had told me, or one of the other officers, what the problem was. I'd have been happy to fix it. I'm here for the guild, not for me. Not for me. I'm not a perfect raider, not by a long shot, but what I can say is that I raid with the progression mindset drilled into me by my guild. I reinforced this mindset by Preacher, rock on. I acknowledged my mistakes and fixed them, and would only ever call someone out if there is a pattern holding the group back. And it's the end of the story. It was regrettable because, like I said, I didn't dislike Badger. I had no hard feelings. You can't win over everyone. I fixed my ping and I'm having a blast playing as Ret Pally this tier. The DPS is not as bad as a lot of people seem to think. Correct. I like their raid versatility and saving people with a well-timed Hand of Sacrifice horror bop feels pretty good. It's unfortunate that Nobble's making all the Ret Pallies look bad. But still, we can't have everything. And a man never goes back on his word. Yeah. Now, we're going to a girly story. Now, I assume our lovely lady doesn't talk this way, but it's written this way, so it's not my fault, okay? So, get your screenshots ready. Get your screenshots ready. I need a lady! Who's gonna be our lady? I need a lady! If only if it was this easy in IRL, I could just log on to Twitch and say, I need a lady, and people would go... Jenny! You'll do. Jenny Stick. Jenny. We're gonna go with Jenny. Jenny's gonna be our friend. It's a lovely lady name. Jenny! Let's go on a journey. You ready? My name is something from Team UK. I'm now 21. Okay? Legal. But was 16 when this story took place. I want to reiterate, okay? The story is written this way. I don't presume you'll like this. But here we go. It all started when me and my best friend at the time, Jenny, used to sit around playing Habbo all day. What's Habbo? I don't even recall that. What is Habbo? Habbo! It sounds good though. Habbo! Okay. So everybody's up to date on what we're playing. We're playing this. Alright? It looks like Where's Wally? Or Where's Waldo if you're Team America. We're playing Habbo. Okay? Habbo Hotel! Oh. Okay. Why do so many of you know what Habbo Hotel is? Like, for real. Why do you know that? Why do you all know? You're all busted. Look at all of you. Habbo Hotel. Dude, I have no idea what Habbo Hotel is. I'm being fucking serious, man. I swear to you. But why do all of you guys know? What? You're all busted. You've all been caught. Fucking Habbos. So we're all sat around playing Habbo all day. One day I was talking about games we've played, blah, 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 blah. One day we were talking about games we played, blah, blah, blah. And then RuneScape came up. We were both astounded at the fact that we were both played RuneScape. So we very quickly, now, it's written this way, very quickly was like, oh my god, we should play RuneScape right now! So we logged onto RuneScape, started running around doing shit. We both realised it didn't quite have the same appeal as it did when we were 12. So about an hour in, Jenny turns to me and said, we should play WoW! Now, I knew what WoW was. Now, I knew what WoW was. My dad and my brother both played WoW. I witnessed them both just sitting there for hours playing this game. I spent many hours arguing with my brother, claiming it was my turn on the PC. Yes, we shared PC. Not understanding what he meant when he said, I'm raiding. I'm not going to be done for hours. Fuck off. But you've been playing all day, I argued. You've had your chance to do that while I've been out like a normal human being socializing with my friends. This is not fair. And my dad always took my brother's side. I didn't understand why. I just wanted to use it for a few hours before bed. Why will you not grant me this, Father? Father! As you can imagine, it infuriated me. This was when I was 13 or 14. My brother later got his own PC and I got the family PC. Your brother wrecks you so hard. But knowing what WoW was and seeing how my dad and brother were, all the hours arguing and bitching, I just turned to Jenny and said, why on earth would you want to play World of Warcraft? That is a total nerd's... Okay. Why on earth would you want to play World of Warcraft? That's a totes nerd game. My brother and my dad never leave the house. She simply said back, we're sat playing RuneScape. It's like the same game, but shitter. It's a pretty good argument, right? It's a pretty solid argument. We're playing RuneScape. You're calling WoW a nerd's game? We're playing RuneScape, alright? Just gonna put it out there. We're playing RuneScape right now. But you have to pay monthly, I said. Everyone told me that WoW is nerdy. But after some convincing and some begging for the free trial, I caved in and agreed. Totes nerd. I got the WoW client, installed it and all that jazz. We're both on Skype, raring to go. She's all excited. I'm sat here like meh. Now, hers installed and was up quicker than mine, so she had already got a server and made her toon, a female undead mage. So when I got to the character creation screen, I was looking through races and stopped at the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. Like, totally, Nelfs. Then I saw Hunter, and then I saw Pet. Being a massive animal lover, it was perfect. I turned to Jenny and said, I'm going to be a night elf hunter. She quickly replied, nope, nope, nope. You can't choose that. If you choose that, we can't play together. That's Alliance. I'm Horde. Choose one of the races on the right. Also, if you pick an undead, we can play together from the start. If you pick anything else, no, you can't. Fair enough, I said. I could deal with that. I click on the undead, and to my disgust, undead cannot be hunters. This was back in the day, of course. I told her this. All she said was, well, if you want to play together, you've got to be undead. I nicely asked, could you not make another toon? Maybe a troll, so I can be a hunter, and you can still be a mage? She responded with, why would I do that? Trolls are ugly. Hurry the fuck up. Pretty solid idea though, right? Pretty solid. And now look at everybody. All you raiders out there playing trolls for your racials that don't really matter. Nerds. Nerds. Annoyed, I quickly made my toon, choosing the first class I clicked on, which was a warrior. I thought of a name. Now, this is where it gets a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. You didn't make yourself look good with this, but you are 13, 14-ish at this time, so everybody bear that in mind. And I'm going to read this with a dead straight pan face, and you can make up with it what you want. Okay. I thought of the name from whatever popped into my head. The first thing that popped into my head was I Lick. I then looked around and saw some shoes, so I named my warrior I Lick Shoes. So off we set. We're leveling. We're having fun. With some frustration because we kept losing each other. As the trial didn't allow you to invite people to a party. We got to about level 10 in a few hours. She then tells me how her boyfriend had just started to play as well. He had made an orc or something, so we should get to him somehow. We looked at our maps and struggled to find where he was. The clue we had was, it's very orange. We then realised that there was, in fact, another country in WoW. And we quickly assumed that he would be in that country because where we were was not orange. It makes perfect sense now. It does make... because Brill is not orange. So it must be in a different country. Sagely. And with wisdom like that, we set out on our quest. But how do we get there? He later realised he could look at the map and see where he was. Durotar. Okay. We now know where he is. We found it on the map by clicking all the zones. But how do we get there? 30 minutes later, I'm jumping around Brill waiting for Jenny. She had to have dinner. when I noticed text in my chat log. Something, Tirisfal Glades to Durotar. My God, I have found it. Now all I have to do is work out, where is this text coming from? Can't be too hard, right? Wrong! Jenny returned. I told her of this mystery red text that had appeared in my chat log. So off we went to search for the text. An hour, both me and Jenny ran around Brill looking everywhere. Occasionally they would taunt us by the text popping up again. Knowing we were close, we could never find it. So we logged off WoW for the night. And that was their first day in WoW, was licking shoes and searching for the Orange Country via the text of Brill. Day 1. Boom. Think of it like the 24-hour clock. In 24. 24-hour clock's totally different. The 24, pause, clock. Day 2. The next day I logged on. I decided to go ahead and level on my own as Jenny had work or some shit. I was running around killing bats, just being a genuine noob when I came across it. The tower. Oh my God, this looks so cool, I thought to myself. I saw an entrance. Excited, I rushed up the tower, finding a little green man. As I got there, I saw this blimp coming towards me, and then I saw it. The text popped up, no longer in my chat log, but directly in front of my face. I couldn't believe it. Now I had to decide. Do I get on this blimp alone? Or do I wait for Jenny? I don't know what could be on the other side. What is on the other side of this blimp? This isn't a fucking game. I'm on my own now in this world. Do I take the blimp or not? What? It could be anything. I decided to do what any normal person would do. I called Jenny. I need backup. I called Jenny and told her of my discovery. Amazingly, she had finished work and was almost home. It was time. We were finally going to get to see this new world. My son's home. Excellent. Jenny logs on. We spent the next 20 minutes trying to find each other because, again, no party feature for trials and Brill was huge. Finally, we were together. We were ready to adventure, to go on. We were gonna ride the blimp. I could barely sit still. My boy! Why? Why? What's up? Come on. Why ride the blimp? He doesn't want me. He wants me but doesn't want me.
You're not with me.
Ah! The baby nightmare. He's white banana on my face. Alright, you gotta close the door. I'm gonna start swearing.
Come on. Our bed.
Go on. Stop crying, banana face. So cute with the banana. Right, we're gonna ride the Zeppelin though. We're gonna ride the Zeppelin. I could barely sit still. I was so excited. I stepped aboard the Zeppelin. We began to move. This is it. This is when I realised that my PC could not load the new zone quick enough before I would then zone into the next zone again. And I got stuck in an infinite loop of zoning. I can't even imagine that! It stops for like 3 minutes! It stops for ages! How can you have a PC that bad? How? How can you have a PC that bad that you can't even zone without it fucking freaking out and taking you back to Tirisfal Glades? Who has that PC? Why do you have that PC? Are you fucking kidding me? It stops for ages. It stops for so long. All I could do was sit here and listen to Jenny react to the new zone that she had discovered And then the game DC'd me. Saddened! I went to my brother and asked him about this bug in the game. He nicely replied, "You are a fucking idiot. That PC is pure dog shit and it can't load quick enough. It has nothing to do with the game." He nicely told me I could log into WoW on his PC. And I finally got to see Durotar. I couldn't handle how beautiful this wasteland was. Lol, JK. I couldn't believe we spent so long trying to get to a place that looked like complete fucking arse compared to Tirisfal Glades. But anyway, we met back up, found her boyfriend, and the journey continued. Onwards we go, team. Days later, Jenny logged on and told me of a new discovery that Jenny has made. She told me that we could be in a group together and kill bosses. Game bosses. This got me so excited. But how? I asked her. How could we do such a thing? We're not allowed to party up. She became silent for a second, but then blurted out a fantastic idea that she had just thought up. We could queue at the same time. Yeah, Blizz! You're trying to stop us being a team! Outplayed, son! Outplayed, Blizz! Yeah? Take your garrison. Shove it up your ass! Because we could queue at the same time. Ah, fuckers. At the time, I thought Jenny was a fucking genius. So we sat on Skype and did our little countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click! We queued up at the exact same time. And amazingly, it worked. The second we got into the dungeon, we started straight for the mobs. Not quite understanding how a dungeon worked. We died. We got flamed in the chat. And was told, let tank pull. I said on Skype, who is tank? Who is tank? Who is this? Tank. And what does he want? Why is only tank allowed to pull? Do we need him all the time? Although we were confused, we did as we were told and we let tank pull. But he wasn't called tank. The dungeon just got more mysterious as we went on. He is not tank though. We were then greeted with our first piece of blue loot dropping. We were both like... I'm just proving it, right? Look, we were both like... And we were both like, oh my god, what is this? Need? I need that. I don't know, but I better press need just in case. Oh my god. We did this on every drop. We were winning everything. We were so frigging lucky, you know? It says it like that. We were just so goddamn lucky, you know? Oh my god. Like, what? This is crazy. This is crazy. Then the rest of the group started flaming us again. Not understanding what we had done wrong, we just ignored them and continued and got us both kicked. Not knowing what we had done wrong and why they hated us so much, we both just logged off for the night and we didn't do a dungeon again for quite some time. But that journey did continue. Part 5, Pet Murloc. Pet Murloc. I want a Pet Murloc. Oh my god. About a week later, we both hit max level of 20. We were getting bored of just running around in circles on the bank in Orgrimmar when suddenly Jenny told me of a tale that her friend, whose cousin, whose brother had told her a certain tale about obtaining a Murloc pet. Now, by this point, we had both had an encounter with Murlocs, and we, of course, naturally thought they were totes hilarious, just because of the noises they made. She began to tell me the tale. All we have to do is get to Booty Bay, talk to a goblin, and we will get a Murloc. My mind was fucking blown. I was full of questions. If it's so easy to obtain, why doesn't everyone have one? Jenny replied, just not a lot of people know about it. So it was decided to Booty Bay and get our own Murloc pets. One snack though, where the fuck is Booty Bay? To Booty Bay, team. Where are we going? No idea. We was smart enough to use the Google machine. we found where Booty Bay was on the map. But apparently, we was not smart enough to Google how the fuck you get there quickly. So we just assumed you had to walk, right? Just gotta walk there. Booty Bay, long way to go, no problem. Pair of hot chicks on the town, let's walk. So off we went, back to Tirisfal Glades, which I would just like to point out, you spelt Trifle Glades, which I think is delicious. I think it's delicious. I had to borrow my brother's PC once again to return to Tirisfal Glades. Amazing. I've got to go... I've got to go back. I've got to go on the Zeppelin. Can I borrow your PC? For reals. Real talk. For 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Real talk. Real talk. I need to go back to the other zone. Can I use your PC? I need to use your PC. I've got to use the Zeppelin. And we ventured off on our own shitty level 20 mounts. I'm not sure how far we got before we began to run into problems. But I know it wasn't very far. I remember the first time it happened. An angry looking wolf came charging at me. Level question mark no less. I thought, it'll be fine. I can outrun it on my Amaze mount. It can't get me. How very wrong I was. This wolf was fast as shit. I saw it gaining on me. I was moving so fast. In a panic, I decided to dismount my horse and charge. At least you know how to play a warrior. If in doubt, charge that motherfucker. Yeah? If you're ever in doubt, charge that motherfucker. Charge it down. It's the only way. Best defense, good offense. Warrior style. If at first you fail, do more damage. That's how you do it. Warrior style. I charged at the beast. I have you now, I thought. You are stunned for a whole half a second. The wolf then proceeded to one-shot me. I ran back to my corpse. It almost instantly happened again. So I ran back again. It happened again. I did this another 4 or so times. It was also happening to Jenny. I knew this because all of a sudden all I could hear was shouting and cursing. I think Jenny said literally every curse word under the sun. It was almost like poetry thinking about it now. Frustrated, I paused for a moment, trying to think of how we could outwit this wolf. I then came up with an idea. It was brilliance. When we die, we should go up the road and then come as far as we can from our bodies while still a ghost, but still in range of our corpse. Then rest. Then run as far as we can before dying again and just keep doing it. Jenny thought it was a stupid idea, but it was the only plan we had. So the next 2 to 3 hours was just us trying to get to Booty Bay, constantly getting instigated by mobs. We made it. We were so happy. Then the search began for the goblin. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's quite a lot of goblins in Booty Bay. So we spent about 30 minutes looking for this goblin. Finally, we're here. We found the guy. Now, just to speak with him and let's get our Murloc. We clicked on him over and over and over again until Jenny finally just asked the dude that she had heard about it from, how do we get the pet? As most of my audience will already know, she suddenly became very silent. Confused, I asked, like, what's going on? She replied, I forgot something very important. We need a code off a trading card. And these cards are really rare and apparently cost a lot of money. I paused for a moment, like, trying to take it all in. What do you mean? I asked. She replied with a simple, we're not getting a Murloc. Listen. All you need to know right now is we are not getting a Murloc. That's all you need to know, is we're not getting a Murloc. So we did all that for nothing, I said. She replied with a simple, and then decided that she was going to bed and logged off for the night. Now that was day 4. I sat and stared at the screen. I couldn't even fathom what just happened. 3 hours it had taken us to get there. I logged off and didn't return for a month or so until I actually bought the game. I don't think I ever felt so disheartened while playing WoW since. Literally, for the grammar guys amongst you, literally, listen, literally, the worst thing that ever happened to me in WoW. Not getting my promised Murloc pet. P.S. I'm a much better player now, currently playing a Troll Hunter, banging my head against Mythic Blackrock Foundry. And yes, we did later find out about the boat from Ratchet. I don't think either of us facepalmed so hard in our life. That's a good story. I love it. Let's go to another lady. Lady hype. Right. Okay. I'm going to pick people as we go through because they're not listed at the top. Literally. Literally. I twitch. Look, everybody. Oh my god, I need to close this Habbo screen before I lose my goddamn mind. Okay, we're good. Alright then. The guild that shot itself in the foot. Guild that shot itself in the foot. Holla Preacher and Brofist to you all. Brackets or parentheses. That's how this is supposed to start, right? Right? I feel like you're mocking me. Don't appreciate it. Right? Just because we all start with a unified fist bump between men, ladies, or whatever, it just signifies our teamwork, okay? It's our synergy. Our synergy. I've been a long time lurker of your channel. Love your stuff, love your guides. You're the only WoW-related channel I watch regularly. Hype. Fuck you, Nobble. This happened to me and I decided to woman up. That's right. We're womaning up. An attempt to make it to drama time. Yes, you will. Anyways, I've encountered a lot of drama in WoW. Having played since the Burning Crusade. But this one is so recent. Happened just this month, in fact, that I chose this particular story. The story begins, not mid-drama, but a time before I joined a guild. Let's call that guild the Noobers. They were mythic progress to kill 5 more bosses than me when I joined, and I passed my trial quickly. At first, when I was the only female raider, there was a lot of those guys. We know them. in about 20 seconds, it's these guys right here. It's about these guys right here. But I've grown immune to it and expect it in every guild I join now. That's quite sad. It actually seemed like quite a nice place to be in, and I liked a lot of the members. I made a lot of friends, or so I thought, for some of them. I don't want to drag this thing on too much. The truth is, there was not a lot of drama until the rumours of a merger started. You see, we kept losing members. Maybe this should have lit up some sort of alarm bell, as everyone who did leave didn't have many good words to say about the Noobers. But I narrowed it down to personal butthurt reasons, not actually the guild being at fault. It's probably them. If I pay money to transfer realms, if I make that decision, and I join a guild that's got mythic progress, and people around me are leaving left and right and saying the guild effing sucks, then I'm just going to go ahead and believe that all those people are just butthurt and the guild is perfect, because I would not have transferred to a bad guild. No, sir. Not this guy. Always good decisions. Always. The loss of members was greater than the applicants we had, and we started accepting a lot of inexperienced people. Inexperienced, good word. Which led to a lot of new progress on bosses we had on farm. I like to lighten the mood, because after wipes, it was usually quite gloomy. So I would always make jokes about it. What kind of jokes can you make about wiping on farm bosses with the trials? I wonder. The jokes weren't just me, but several others did it as well, right? It was other people as well. It wasn't just me. Just know I only did these jokes to lighten the mood, right? Everybody needs a good giggle after we're wiping on, I don't know, what, Blade Fist or some shit. Oh, good, we're wiping on Blade Fist this week. That's funny, isn't it? Are we wiping on Butcher this week? That's amazing. I hope we get to wipe on Brackenspore. That will be the best day ever. Right? Right, guys? Right, guys? Lighten that mood. Here's a joke for you. You remember when we killed this one shot for the last 2 months? Yeah. Suddenly, after all the raids, some that were called early for no apparent reason at all, raid's over. We've only been here for an hour. What do you mean raid's over? We've just made the raid. Raid over. Sorry. As somebody who doesn't like farm, though, I'd be perfectly fine with that. I would be that guy. If, like, my raid leader, like, let's say we're midway through Blackrock Foundry, and we just decided we're calling it for the night, I'm fine. I'm alright, I'm gonna go do something else. That's cool, man. You take it easy. I'll be back for the progress bit. Let's do that. So, some raids that were randomly called for no reason at all. We noticed that the officers in the officer channel suddenly had a lot of strangers in it. Rumours about a merger bloomed when someone had asked them about it, and the officers turned quiet and moved off to another channel. Raiders were kept in the dark until 2 AM on a Friday morning, when invites started to happen. Officer promotions followed closely after. The new guys said hey, we said hey, but our original members were a little confused, or as it's written in the story, confused as fudge. Ain't nothing like being confused as fudge. We thought they could have at least told us that there was going to be a merger. I mean, the guy who'd spoke yesterday had the response from the officers that a merger was being talked about, but no action will be taken for a while. Trust us. We're not going to do anything for a while. So now the Noobers, a team of 16 to 17 reliable, solid raiders, had merged with another guild that also had the same amount of reliable, decent, good raiders. That's 34 raiders, people. How do you type mythic? 34 does not fit into 20. It's too many, alright? It's not a good time, because you know what's going to happen? 34 does not fit in a 20 man, alright? A fist shouldn't go in there. Right then. Some people instantly quit. Not happy with how this whole merger thing was even dealt with. Some stayed, wanting to stay and get Mythic Blackhand before finding somewhere else to go. Because surely... surely... the best people will get picked for the main core team, right? Right, guys? Right? Only the best will get picked, right, guys? Hey, I tell you what we're not going to do after this merger. Play friends. Everybody on the team will be picked based on their performance. Trust me, I'm a guild master. I'm a guild master, alright? It's performance based. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. They set up a heroic raid the following Sunday. The plan was, right, we've got a plan. We're going to do some speed runs to get to know each other. I already had plans that Sunday. I'd posted my absence on the forum. The guild was in 90% attendance, which I was well above. And this had been a planned day off where I was going to be dog sitting. It's better than having National Donut Day, I suppose. So I couldn't make it. The guild assured me that it would be no problem anyways. Hey, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. You take that day off. No worries. No worries. It's gonna be fine. But it was in my nature to worry about things. The biggest issue, the biggest problem for me was I was a hunter. We already had 3 hunters before the guild merged. Now we had a total of 5 hunters. I knew that I was either considered to be the best or at least second best in our current guild. So I had no worries, right? I spoke to the officers before I took my night off. One even said he'd give me 100k if I was benched because he was so sure I was fine. Wednesday. I woke up Wednesday to the list of raiders being posted on the forum for the coming week. I was the only hunter that was benched, with a note next to it saying that I wasn't serious and had bad attendance. Bad attendance. We restarted the attendance check from last week. Guess what? Missed 95%. 0%. You're not serious. You're an amateur. Get out. Not needed. Bench. Bench. Staple it on a forehead. Right? Anybody who's on the bench should have it fucking scribbled on there. Not serious. Why it says, why so serious? Not serious. Bench. Right? Everybody. Man, woman, and child. Scrawled with benched. Must put it out. I like that there's notes because you are not serious. Bench warmer. A dispriest friend of mine who was also benched saying something of the same lines. This may seem unimportant, but it was important for the end. We were both thrown under the bus. Naturally, I whispered an officer, confused at this decision. My officer responded in 2 reasons. 1, you only contribute to the raid with a negative attitude, and him and the other officers were sick of it. I had never received a single complaint about my attitude in raids ever. But that's one of the reasons. Reason number 2, I was a loot whore. He brought up a time when I once asked a hunter why he wasn't wearing a BOE item that he had been given 2 weeks ago when his current one that he was wearing was worse than it. Do you remember that time in 2006 when you asked about that guy? Loot whore. You're out. You're kicked. Because we are now merged and we've become the fucking mega guild, right? World first, bitches. Because that's what happens when you merge and you have loads of players. Instantaneous success. Instantly. One of the hunters they chose always did the worst DPS. Always died and always his internet was quite dodgy. But he'd been in the guild for so long that that's why they chose him over me. Which was odd because when they had a choice between us, he was always benched. The reasons they gave me confused me and a lot of other people, as a matter of fact. They didn't make sense. They seemed made up. Some suggested it was due to someone had to be made example of, or maybe they didn't like the fact that females were speaking up. That's right. Women. Y'all's women out there. Raiding's a man's game. Alright? Listen. Women. Know your place. Alright? We're men. And we don't appreciate you asking about raiding things and matters of importance in a raid. Let the men talk. Okay? Don't make me take my stance again. Don't make me take my stance again. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You understand? Fucking women. That's right. Let the hairy legs do the talking. That's what I'm saying. Prepare the savage feast. Stop speaking up, females. I like... I don't know. Maybe from a guy perspective, but saying females, I find that like so much more derogatory than women. Females shouldn't be speaking. Females should not be speaking. Who the fuck knows their reasoning? I'm highly against people having issues with other people and not saying it to their faces straight away. I left the guild and went on the hunt for the new one. Meantime, when anyone asked the officers why they had benched me or asked about their decisions, they were given an answer that the officers had been brainwashed by me. Brainwashing! That's why she's gone. Brainwashing. Yeah? And space maggots. Fucking, she's full of space maggots and she brainwashes you. She puts in, that's why she's gone. It's okay now. We're safe. We're safe now from her brainwashing space maggot ways. We're all good. Whew. The dispriest that was also benched had made his own guild and started taking some of the old members. I didn't particularly agree with this, and I wasn't even a member of it to begin with, but I was being blamed for the creation of the guild by the previous officers, as they said it was my idea of my brainwashing cult. It's her. It's that witch. Witch. It's her again. She isn't even a member of the guild. That's what she wants you to think. She's the fucking mastermind. The guild's the Mandarin. She's that guy who breathes fire. That's what's happening here. Mind games, motherfuckers. Mind games. I joined a different guild that rated 6 hours less than them per week. And on my first trial run, the ban waves happened, as I'm sure most of you are familiar with. I'm writing this the day after ban day. So do you remember that shit hunter that they wanted over me? 6 months ban. He later admitted, after denying everything, who didn't do that? I got banned. I've never used a program in my life. I am innocent. It must be a mistake on Blizzard's part. That's what it is. He later admitted to using some programs. The new Disc Priest that they got to replace my friend didn't like the guild and left anyway. And then as I write this today in Trade Chat, the Noobers, 7 out of 7 Hermel, 9 out of 10 Birth, is recruiting. Currently recruiting 1 Disc Priest and 1 Hunter for Black Hand Mythic Progress. Thanks for listening to me. I also got my 100k, by the way. The guy was a man of his words. Well played, you brainwashing harlot. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, you brainwashing harlot? And we're not going to get to the 4th story, unfortunately. Oh, okay. It was a Ninja Looter story, but we'll save it for next time. We'll save it for next time. What a great round of stories, you wonderful people. Illuminati spam. Brainwashing space maggots. Shocking. Shocking. 9 out of 10 Birth. 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 Right, that's me done for the weekend. As I said, I am building. I'm constructing a bedroom this weekend and painting and all that kind of good, swaggy stuff. I hope all of you are going to have a wonderful weekend with whatever you do. I hope it's all good. Yeah, an hour has passed already, which is magnificent. Ladies are winning triumphantly over the boys in their drama stories. They're winning. Remember, send your stories to drama@preachgaming.com. All right. All righty. Have fun, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you later. Where's my boy? He's crying. Like baby do. See you later, team. Bye-bye.